What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, happy Thursday, everybody. We are this close to Friday, and we are this close to the starts of women's college basketball on November the 3rd. And as we get ready for November the 3rd, I want to just continue to talk about women's college basketball and what we can possibly expect for this season, because ESPN thinks that Sarah Strong is the best player in women's college basketball, and I happen to agree. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about their top 25 lists, featuring some listings that I'm like, don't necessarily agree with that. But we'll talk about it, and I'll get your thoughts in it as well, because Quita in the Morning, guys, starts now.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Ready, set, go.
Man, that song will never get old. I love that song. And it's only just a couple seconds of that song. Anyway, let's get to the topic of the day. The topic of the day is ESPN's top 25 list for women's college basketball. All right. And so, these lists are are things that you kind of got to take with a grain of salt. Here's the thing. Do I fully believe that that this is a super detailed top 25 list? No. In a lot of ways, it's very much stat dependent on like who gets put where and whatnot. And so, yes, you can go down the list and be like, I don't agree with this person being here and yada yada yada. But this is the whole point of making top 25 lists. The entire point is to have people talk about it. That's the whole point. It's for it to rank and for it to be possibly a viral thing that people can argue either is correct or incorrect or whatever. Okay? And so, yeah. With that being said, let's talk about the top 25 for ESPN. This is the first 5. And I have to agree with the first one, for sure. Here's the thing. Last year, coming into women's college basketball, of course, Juju was like the biggest thing since sliced bread. It was Juju, and it was Paige, and it was everybody else, right? And then we started to see UConn play games. And it wasn't just Paige that everyone was looking at. It was Sarah Strong. Sarah Strong, whose mom is a former women's basketball player. Sarah Strong, who was the talk of the town for a long time when it came to high school basketball. And I always wonder, how do these players play when they hit college? When they hit that next level, how good are they really? And coming into last season, that's kind of what I thought about Sarah Strong. Okay, well, everyone's saying Sarah Strong is so good. She was dominated in high school. How good is she going to be in college? And boy, oh boy, last year, Sarah Strong basically showed us that she is WNBA ready. She was WNBA ready last year as a freshman. I'm talking 16.4 points per game, 8.9 rebounds per game, shooting 58% from the field. It's not just that, guys. It's not just the stats. If you go back and watch UConn's games from last year, there is a level of even-keeledness, a level of confidence, a just severe skill level that Sarah Strong possesses, where she can kind of do whatever she wants on the court. Right? Sarah Strong can handle the basketball. She could be a post. She can kind of back you down. She can knock down jumpers. She can do just about everything on the court. And she doesn't stress. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal. Like she just looked great on the basketball court. And in order for UConn to actually win the championship last year, Yeah, of course, Paige was doing her thing. Yes, of course, AZ was doing her thing. Yes. But the X factor last year for UConn was Sarah Strong. She was flat out amazing, both defensively and offensively. And when you look at her as a player and you hear someone like Gina Auriemma say that Sarah Strong is better this year than she was last year, how can you not think that this is the best player in women's college basketball? Now, of course, if Juju was healthy, the best player in women's college basketball, in my opinion, would be Juju. Of course. But Juju's not healthy. Juju is out for the rest of the season. She's out for the season, right? She'll be back next year. With that being said, yes, in my opinion, I wholeheartedly agree that Sarah Strong is the best player in women's college basketball, the best healthy player in women's college basketball. She was born to hoop, guys. She was born to hoop. Okay? Sarah Strong, during the Final Four and the national championship game last year, scored, between those two games, scored a total of 46 points, 23 rebounds, 7 assists. For a freshman to do in a Final Four and championship game. Sarah Strong is flat out amazing. And if she wanted to, if there wasn't a rule against it, she would be in the WNBA. She's so good. Right? And here's the thing. I don't have a UConn bias. I don't. For the longest time, I didn't like UConn because UConn was too good. For the longest time. But here's the thing. You just have to acknowledge reality. Reality is that Sarah Strong is the best. From what I've seen. And I watched basically every single game that I could last year. Right? I watched so much women's college basketball last year. And last year, if you all were on this channel, and rocking with me, you all probably heard me say several times, Sarah Strong is WNBA ready. Because last year, as a freshman, y'all, it looked like she was WNBA ready. The way she out-hustled, outplayed seniors, juniors, grad students. Right? What she did last year was absolutely insane. Nicholas, you must not be listening. I didn't say she was better than Juju. If Juju was healthy, yes, Juju would be my number one on this list. 100%. 100%. Juju is the best player, but Juju's not healthy. So, therefore, she can't be on the list. She's not healthy. She's not playing this year. And I actually do think I would put Sarah Strong over Lauren Betts. Yeah. I would put Sarah Strong over Lauren Betts. Now, that may be a very controversial thing, and I actually don't have an issue with someone putting Lauren Betts over Sarah Strong. I put Sarah Strong over Lauren Betts. I do. Now, again, I have in mind what Sarah Strong did last year. And I also have in mind what Gino said about her looking better this year than she did last year. Right? Okay. So, number one, I agree with ESPN. Number one, is Sarah Strong, in my opinion. Now, the rest of this, very much up for debate, right? ESPN has Lauren Betts as number 2. Lauren Betts, of course, yes. I think she is number 2 as well. I think that she is, one of the things is, here's the thing. Someone is as tall as Lauren Betts is, 6'7". She has defense for days. Lauren Betts is also someone who can just score down low and block a bunch of shots, grab a bunch of rebounds, and initiate winning for her team. Last season, Lauren Betts averaged 20.2 points per game, 9.5 rebounds per game, 2.9 blocks per game. She was amazing. Flat out amazing for Lauren Betts. Now, I really do think that her team has a huge chance of competing for a national championship this year. Huge chance. I highly anticipate UCLA to be in the national championship game. I think they're a really good squad. And Lauren Betts is probably the number 2 pick in the WNBA draft come 2026. She's amazing. So number 2, yeah, I could see that. Everything else, whatever. It's debatable. At number 3, ESPN has Hannah Hidalgo from Notre Dame. Last season, she averaged 23.8 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 3.6 assists per game. I do have to say that I don't think that Hannah will be as effective. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Here's the thing. Notre Dame is going to struggle this year severely because not only did you lose Sonia Citron, Maddie Westbell to the WNBA, you also lost Olivia Miles to TCU. And I don't believe, I do not believe that Notre Dame will be as good as they were last year. Like, they just don't have the talent. They didn't replace the talent that they lost. They didn't fully replace that. So to me, I don't see that as a thing. Is Hannah Hidalgo the number 3 best player in the country? I don't know. Again, the whole part of the top 25 is, just to gauge conversation. Like I could see, her as a top 5 player. Number 3, I do think overall, I am kind of surprised that we didn't see Tanaya Latson in the top 25. She is in the top 25. She's in the top 10, but she's not in the top 5. This is the list of the top 5. Sarah Strong was number 1, Lauren Betts number 2, Hannah Hidalgo number 3, Madison Booker number 4, Flausia Johnson number 5. This is what ESPN had, and I gotta say, is Hannah the 3rd best player in women's college basketball? I don't know. Yes, she's a really awesome defender. She can score, but I think she's gonna struggle this year. I do. Because there's a whole lot more on her now more than ever. Yes, Kay. Yes. Everything after number 2 is debatable. Yes. Yes. Henry says the short answer is no. Madison Booker, they have her at number 4 from Texas. Maddie B is a fantastic player who I think will be able to continue to unlock her skills this season for Texas. Here's the thing. I like Texas. I think Texas did get a bit better from last year. And last year, Madison Booker averaged around 16 points per game, 6 rebounds, 1.6 steals per game. This is someone who has a mid-range shot, also has a three-point shot as well. Madison Booker can extend the can extend plays for Texas. And I think for Texas, really, she does bring that additional ball handler role. Like for example, if y'all remember, was it Madison Booker's freshman year, I believe, where Rory Harmon got injured, and Madison Booker ended up basically being like the point guard for for Texas, and did pretty well for them. I think she's someone who can do a little bit of everything, but I'm hoping that she can just continue to expand her range, specifically sort of in that long mid-range game. I mean, one, she's already really good at that, at the mid-range jumpers, but if she can just continue to do that, I just see her as someone who not only is going to still be an elite college player, but also someone who can have severe longevity in the WNBA if her shots can continue to develop. Because right now it already looks very, very good. Like watch Madison Booker. Like there are some games where she's just off, but like watch her and her mid-range game. It's really, really good. But I just want to continue to see. I just want to continue to see that. Specifically in the long twos, and continuing to see her knock down threes, because from the 3-point line, yeah, she can be really deadly. But as that continues to develop, I just see her longevity in the WNBA just like extending very, very far. The only thing is she needs to be allowed space on the floor to work. And you can crowd her and limit her effectiveness. Like we've seen it last year, like in the tournament, and sometimes throughout the season, where you can basically do all eyes on Madison Booker and she struggles. And so I'm interested to see how she not just is working on her shot a little bit more, but also working on how to escape when the defense is severely crowding you, and also how to get your other teammates involved and how they can actually score, right? We also have Flau'jae Johnson at number 5. She is a 5'10" senior from LSU. Here's the thing, Big Fo, again, debatable. Is she number 5? Is she a top 5 player in women's college basketball? But I tell you this, she is the leader for LSU. LSU will only go as far as Flau'jae Johnson takes them. I think she is. She's absolutely amazing, and is someone who can do a little bit of everything. Again, she has a shot, right? She can rebound. She can just give that defensive pressure that LSU needs sometimes. And really, for her, it's about being that leader on the court. Because LSU got a lot of new players, and they need her to kind of run the ship and make stuff happen for this team to be successful. All right. And then here's the rounding out the top 10. We have Olivia Miles at number 6. Olivia Miles, as a reminder, guys, is no longer on Notre Dame. She is now on TCU. And I am very much interested to see what she does with TCU. She's excited that she has basically TCU has kind of given her the full playbook, saying, hey, it's your team. You run it how you see fit, basically. We're going to see a lot of pick and roll actions with Olivia Miles this season, and she is basically in the best position to show that she is a extremely elite point guard as she gets ready to head to the WNBA. So I'm excited to see what she can do. Last year, I thought her and Hannah played well together, and she made the decision to not stay at Notre Dame anymore. And so how good TCU is, I don't know. But I do think that Olivia Miles will be a bright spot for that team. Should she be as high as 6? I don't know about that. But right under Olivia Miles is number 7, Taniyah Latson. Taniyah Latson, remember, guys, she was at Florida State. Now she is at South Carolina. I think maybe that's partially why they moved her to 7. I think Taniyah Latson should be higher than that personally, but maybe it's because, hey, she's moving to a new system and they just aren't sure how good she's going to be at South Carolina. I do think Taniyah Latson is going to have a really great year. Last year, now, Florida State's very different than South Carolina, but last year she averaged 25 points per game, about 4.6 assists per game. This is someone who was the end-all be-all in a lot of ways for Florida State. Now that she's at South Carolina, that has a lot more talent, a lot more players that can get the ball and make some stuff happen. I of course anticipate her numbers to be severely less than 25. I'm thinking around that sort of like 17 points per game mark. But we'll see. We'll see what happens this year. I do think that she's going to be very impactful for South Carolina and will be an X factor to determine really how far South Carolina goes. Of course, South Carolina has Joyce Edwards, and Joyce Edwards is like the real deal. Absolutely the real deal. But I think Taniyah Latson is going to be a huge piece for South Carolina this year. I'm interested to see how she can improve her field goal percentage and get that up, her 3-point percentage. If she can get that 3-point percentage around the 40% mark right now, I think it's around like 34% from the 3. But if she can get that around 40% shooting wise, especially being as selective as she will need to be at South Carolina, we could see some really good stuff happen for Taniyah Latson. Number 8, we got AZ Fudd, the sharpshooter, the purest shooter in women's college basketball, the best shooter in women's college basketball. One of the best shots in women's basketball, period, is AZ Fudd. I tell you, if you get a chance to actually go to a UConn game this year, go. It is truly amazing to watch AZ Fudd shoot. Last year, as usual, UConn comes to Chicago to play DePaul because they're in the Big East. And I was just watching AZ Fudd's shot in the warm-ups throughout the game. It's just such a quick release. It's such a pure shot. And I love, there's some players that I'm just like, man, the flick of the wrist is like really awesome to see. Like, it's like automatic. And of course, she misses shots and whatnot. But like when she is on that shot, it's a beautiful looking shot. Like it really is. It's just automatic, natural, right? Last season, she averaged 13.6 points per game. She's going to have to do a whole lot more this year for UConn, right? A whole lot more because Paige is gone. That's a lot of scoring. That's a lot of leadership that has gone from the team, and AZ Fudd can and will step up this year. I do anticipate her having significantly more than 13 points per game. I could see it around the 20-point mark for AZ Fudd. I think it needs to be. Yes, Sarah Strong is going to be amazing, and she's going to be strong as usual, but you do need AZ Fudd to basically carry the guards for UConn. And that means she's going to have to get a whole lot more attempts per game. And so we'll see what happens on that front. But I tell you, her shot is fantastic. And I cannot wait to see her play again. And also, once again, DePaul does play UConn. So like, if y'all in Chicago, go see that DePaul UConn game. Go see it. Okay? All right, number 9, we got Michaela Blakes from Vandy. Y'all, did y'all see the stat line? Michaela Blakes, there was a preseason game that Vandy had. Now, okay, here's the thing. Preseason doesn't mean much because you're not playing against great talent. But, I think Vanderbilt is having a moment, okay? Vanderbilt is having a moment when it comes to sports. Have y'all been watching Vanderbilt's football team? Like what? I would have never imagined Vandy would be as good as they are in football. And just like they're doing great in football, they are getting where they need to go in basketball. And they are led by head coach Shay Ralph and their best player, Michaela Blakes. Michaela Blakes, I mean, again, it doesn't matter that much, but she did just score 40 points. I'm just saying. She did just score 40 points in exhibition game. Again, give it a grain of salt. Absolutely give it a grain of salt because preseason. But it's always kind of fun when you see a player drop a 40 piece. It's always kind of fun, okay? So shout out to Michaela Blakes. I think she is going to have even more of a green light this year than she did last year because again, Pierre is gone, and so you have to. She's going to be called on a lot more this year to do more, and I anticipate several 40-point games because last year she had 2 50-point games. So we're going to see several 40-point games, probably see a couple 50-point games. She's going to do her thing this year for Michaela Blakes and for Vandy, and we'll see what happens, okay? The only thing is how can she deal with even more focus on her and how can she score when you know, all eyes are on her because again, you lost a huge scoring power on Vandy, and so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Okay, we also have for the top 10, we got Audie Crooks with Iowa State. Y'all, I'm such a fan of Audie Crooks. I think she is just such a fun player. I think she just number one. She is more than just a basketball player. She is a musician. She can do her thing and play the piano and whatnot. And anyway, she's a talented player. She also can do her thing in the post for Iowa State. Last year, averaged 23 points per game. That's not going anywhere. She's super efficient from the field. She has a great touch around the basketball, and she's one of those players that, is just a joy to watch. She just is. Just a joy to watch. And then we kind of go down the line from there. Let's look at let's continue on with the top 25. We got Joyce Edwards at number 11 from South Carolina. Last year, she averaged 12.7 points per game. We got Michaela Williams from LSU. Last season, she averaged 17.3 points per game. Got Reagan Beers at Oklahoma. Last season, she averaged 17.3 points per game. Gianna Neepkins at UCLA. I think it's going to be really interesting to see her do her thing with Lauren Betts. I think that's going to be really fun. And in a lot of ways, I do think that we will see UCLA be a lot better. Like last year, there was a lot of questions I had about UCLA in terms of their decision making. Like UCLA did have a lot of talent last year. They did, in my opinion, they did. But in my opinion, strategy was lacking at times, and decision making was just kind of like, why did you just do that? Like, and I think Gianna Neepkins does help to add more talent on the court, and hopefully that leads to just overall more wisdom on the court, and hopefully that also leads to just overall a better and more consistent product for UCLA. So that part of why I think UCLA is going to be really good is because Lauren Betts is back again, another year wiser, is because Sienna Betts is going to be doing her thing this year. Once she gets healthy, it's going to take her probably a couple months or so. I do think Kiki Rice is better than people give her credit for, though we haven't totally seen how good Kiki Rice actually is. I think she has a lot more in the tank that we have not seen yet. And I'm hopeful that this is going to be the year for that to happen. And this team has Gianna Neepkins. Huge. Huge talent. Someone who can knock down shots left and right. Someone who last year averaged 19 points per game at Utah. Is she going to average that much this year for UCLA? No, I don't think so. But I tell you this. She is a sharp shooter. A straight up sharp shooter for Neepkins. She's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. So get ready for it. Okay? We got Kymora Johnson at Virginia, ranked number 15. Last season, she averaged 17.9 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 5.8 assists per game. We also got Zoe Brooks, number 16 from NC State. I'm such a big fan of Zoe Brooks. I think she is just a straight up hooper who has been pretty under the radar because NC State had the likes of, Sanaya Rivers and Isaiah James and Sanaya Rivers. Like, those are like two big personalities and whatnot. And I feel like Zoe, even though she's been super productive on the court, she has kind of flown a little bit under the radar. This year, she's that girl. She's absolutely that girl for NC State, and I'm excited to see what she can do for this team. At number 17, we got Kiki Rice. Last season, she averaged 12.8 points per game, 5 assists per game, shot around 48% from the field. Here's the thing. I do anticipate a big year for Kiki. I really do. I really, really do. We also have Sarah Williams, another baller for UConn. She is a transfer for Wisconsin. There was a lot of teams trying to fight for Sarah Williams to come to their squad, and she chose UConn. And again, literally, you got a lot of talent. You got a lot of talent on this UConn team. I'm telling you, man. Last season for Wisconsin, she averaged 19.2 points per game. You can expect her to be down low, rocking and rolling. Her and Sarah Strong. You got the Sarah connection. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be very, very fun to watch this season. At number 19, we got Mylasia Fulwiley. Last season, she was at South Carolina, of course. Averaged 11.7 points per game. Came off the bench. There's a question mark on whether or not she will actually be in the starting lineup for LSU. She didn't start in that last exhibition game for LSU. Now, I anticipate her coming off the bench until SEC play, and then I do think she will be in the starting lineup and will keep that starting lineup spot from then on out. I think she is going to average significantly more than 11 points per game. I think she's going to be a big, big, big player for LSU. We got Yarden Garzone, who sadly made the decision to leave Indiana. I got to say, I was a big fan of Yarden Garzone at Indiana. I was surprised that she decided to leave. I really was. I was shocked. But she is at Maryland because Brenda Freeze is just continuing to win. I'm just saying. Brenda Freeze is one of those elite coaches who coached the likes of Marissa Coleman and Christy Tolliver and whatnot. And she is continuing to coach the next generation of women's basketball players. And Yarden Garzone, that's a huge pickup for Maryland. Huge pickup for Maryland, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what she can do. Now, number one, when you talk about Yarden Garzone, you're pretty much talking about one key thing: the 3-ball. Yarden Garzone can shoot. She can shoot. She can shoot. That's what she can do, and that's what she's gonna be doing. That's what she did at Indiana. She shot the basketball, and that's what she's gonna do at Maryland. She's going to shoot that basketball. And that's what you need her in there for. That's what you need her in there for. You need her in there to shoot. And that's what she's going to do. Okay? Number 21, we got Talasia Cooper at Tennessee. Last season, she averaged 16 points per game. We also got Camille Pierre. Remember, she was at Vandy last year. Now she is at NC State. And, dog, Pierre was amazing last year. Her and Michaela was fantastic. And again, I'm sad that she's no longer at Vandy, but Camille Pierre is going to light it up at NC State. I tell you that. I tell you that, okay? At number 23, we got Cody McMahon at Ole Miss. She made the decision to leave the Buckeye State and go to Mississippi. Again, Coach Yo, I think she's a fantastic coach. I love what she's doing at Ole Miss. I think she is going to be really, really, really fun. Really, really fun to watch at Ole Miss. I'm actually excited that she made the change. I think Ole Miss is going to be really good for her. And last season, she averaged 16.5 points per game at Ohio State. I do think she's going to do her thing this year. I do. We got number 24. We got Toby Fournier at Duke. She is a 6'2" sophomore. And last year, I thought she played pretty well for Duke. She averaged 13.2 points per game, 52% from the field. She is someone who is still developing, right? She's still getting better and better and better. And again, Kara Lawson, love her. I think she's going to do some fun stuff. Number one, she is the new USA basketball head coach for the women. And so shout out to Kara Lawson for that. But two, I do actually think she's building something really, really special at Duke. The fact that you have a Tennessee player making stuff happen at Duke and having that be her legacy is just kind of wild. But yeah, she's doing her thing at Duke, and I'm excited to see eventually in a couple years Duke win the NCAA championship. Then at number 25, we got Maddie Dugan from Richmond, the Spiders. 17 points per game last season, shot about 55% from the field. Here's the thing. You all may be like, why in the world is Malaysia Fulwiley so high on this list? Like, that's crazy. She should be better. Is there really X amount of people better than Malaysia Fulwiley? Or you may be like, oh, why is Tanaya so low or high on the list? She should be lower. Or, anyway, you can go down the list and see all the people that you disagree with. And I gotta say, I'm going through this list just to let y'all know. And the whole point is just they want people to talk about the list, and so they put out a list so people talk about it. And now we're talking about it. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't know if I agree with these. Like, I know I don't agree with these. I agree with the first two, with Sarah Strong and Lauren Betts. The rest of this, So, yeah. Like, for example, Kimora Johnson, like, being number 15. I don't know. That feels too low to me. That feels too low. But, whatever. It's just a list, whatever. Let's see. Kentucky Rick says, at this stage, I'd call it top 25 roundtable. It's too early to quibble over one person being better than 24 others. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, Silas Sorts is not on the list. She is not on the list, which is a little bit surprising. That probably is very, very surprising. Probably the biggest surprise on the list. Probably the biggest surprise. Is the fact that, Silas Swords from Michigan, if y'all remember her. She's a baller. And yeah, she is not on the team. Yes, Kiki Rice is on the list. She is on the list at number 17. Yep. All right, guys. That's basically the stream we got for... That's the stream we got for today. Princess is making a lot of noises in my room, so I am just going to call it quits for the stream. Oh, my God. This dog. Yep. Zoe Brooks made the list. Yep. I'm sure they'll be on the list next year. I'm sure. And yes, Quintus, we all will be very entertained by women's college basketball this year. Okay, Princess is starting to bark. I gotta go. Y'all have a good one. Princess, man. Anyway, I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank y'all so much for watching, for rocking with me. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Till next time, guys. Bye.
Are you ready?
Ready, set, go.